All right, guys, so we have here an Active, the VE52, and it's leaking water inside. So if you've seen my video before, I have it on the wall with a little angle adapter there, you know, kind of like when you put the frame sometimes on the wall. So I put that on there. Don't know why they don't make it with some kind of wall you know, clip or something like that. But yeah, it's leaking water and it smelled funny a little bit. They already replaced it, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it apart and see, you know, what what could be fixed, if it can be fixed or not. But absolutely love the VE52 1800 psi, about 1.8 gallons per minute. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. It's relatively quiet and it works awesome. So if you're thinking about getting one, possibly get the new one, the 2.0 that came out. I know it's on back order right now, but superb. Even if you get this one for like, I think it's like 200 bucks, still a fantastic pressure washer for your, you know, car detailing business or anything like that. You know, the way I look at it is I could buy like 3 of these instead of buying, you know, one of the higher end ones for $900, $800. You know, if you get this for 200 bucks, you know, with 2-year warranty, you know, you could get these, you know, like I said, you could get a bunch of them before you end up spending, you know, 800 bucks for, you know, higher end one. But if you want to spend it, that's up to you. But if you want to start out, fantastic. So let's jump in here and see what it's got. Alright, so I opened it up just to make sure nothing was rubbing. It was missing a little bit of grease right here, so I'm going to clean it all up. Bearing seems to be fine. It's not making any noise, so I'm going to re-grease all this section here, retighten all the screws, and check a couple of little things here just to make sure that she's running good. But alright. Alright guys, so everything looks pretty decent. I think that, you know, I don't think you're supposed to be opening these, but you know, gotta do it anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of lithium grease on these here. So when I pull this out, you know, these little rubber pieces right here, they're pretty dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little lube on them, you know, on these here. I already lubed the gears are pretty dry. So when I took this out, this cover has an O-ring for this side. I mean, sorry, this side. A lot of calcium in there, so definitely got to check the water. I've been wanting to put a filter here, home filter. Let's see if I can take this out. It's a little tight, but I might be able to take it out. So what happens is, if you don't, you know, if these things clog up, you'll have issues. But you know, some of this stuff comes loose and it could mess up the O-rings in here. So the only thing that I think I have a problem is there's an O-ring in here. Where is it? Right inside this here. That little plastic kind of like broke a little bit, so the O-ring doesn't stick out. I think this is where the water's coming out of. So other than that, everything else seems to be. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up just a little bit and inspect these little valves here, and like I said, put some oil on there or some lithium grease and give it a whack. I also noticed, yeah, that some of the water inside here, I don't understand why they don't make this out of stainless steel. I know it costs more, but you know, this thing will last so much longer. But whatever, it is what it is. This cast aluminum crap, this thing will corrode in no time. So all right, let's get to it. Alright guys, so on the pump, this O-ring that goes around this little valve here, inside here, it looks like the O-ring either got smashed or whatever the case may be. This piece of metal is what keeps all these here nice and tight. So looks like when they put it in, maybe they pinched it or it just went kind of bad, but I think I might have some O-rings to see if I can save the pump. If not, I'm not going to throw it away. I'll leave it for parts because you never know. So I'm going to give it a whack, put a little bit of goo on there when I put it back, and hopefully it'll work. All right guys, so yeah, definitely that little O-ring was making my Active leak. You know, it's a simple little fix. Looks like maybe in the factory when they pushed in one of those little plastic, you know, little valve, it must have put pressure on the O-ring. So the O-ring, I guess, eventually with the vibration kind of started coming outside. So we got that replaced. I always have a little box of O-rings with me because when I go, my son goes pressure cleaning, the little O-rings inside, you know, inside these things, they go bad. So might want to consider, you know, buying a little box, keeping it with you, especially if you do this, you know, all the time. But yeah, she's good to go. Remember, they do have 2-year warranty, so if you buy it and if your warranty is expired, you know, or they don't want to replace it, take it apart. So I know that they don't sell parts for it, but O-rings, you could get them pretty much anywhere in a little box. So she's ready to rock and roll. I greased her up, so she's actually quieter now. And you know, I have it on the wall, so if you want to do something like this, it's kind of cool. They sell you, I think it's Home Depot, Amazon. You could get these things here, and you cut them in half. You put one on this. You could, you know, screw little small 1/2-inch screws right into the plastic base, and then the other side you do it to the wall, like here. You know, because people have asked me how I done it, so that's exactly how it works. So now I'll put it on the wall. And you know, I got my little adapter that goes into my cox reel with the 50-foot hose, and that's pretty much it. That's how I keep it in the garage, but my son takes it. Oh, and then I put a stainless steel bracket here, so that way some of the weight support is on this. You know, it helps it out. So that's pretty much it. So I'll put it back in there and she'll be ready to rock and roll.